Hi guys, I'm Anita and I'm back with another video, and today's video is going to be my Translateathon TBR and apparently also another library book haul because I got all of the books for this from the library. I actually have been to the library a lot lately, and honestly this stack is my current library of books that I translated into Danish. So they're all except one of them is actually my brother's copy of The Lost World. But they're all translated from English-speaking authors. So I thought it was a little bit cheating that I could just pick all of these that I have here, even if I wanted to read them. So I went and looked at the library to figure out what else to get. Before I get into my TBR, let's get over a bit of stuff about Translateathon. Translateathon is a readathon that was created by Rhea from the Bookfinch. Rhea, as well as me, has English as our second language. So to us, translated books are super important, because if we didn't have translated books, how are we going to read all of the world's books? Because it takes some time before you get comfortable reading in another language that's not your mother tongue. Most of the Danes, even if they are fairly good in English and speaking English, they don't feel comfortable reading a whole book in English. They prefer reading them in Danish. So translated works are super important in my country, in where I come from. So yeah, I'm always happy to participate in this, because I think that we have to support all of the translated fiction, so that there'll be even more focus on it, and more unknown authors will get through because they are translated into English or into any other language, so that we can all share the love of reading. I will leave a link to Rhea's announcement videos up above, so you can see all of the info about the readathon. But in short, this is going to be taking place from the 2nd of September until September 9th. So it has 3 weekend days. It starts on a Sunday and ends on a Sunday. However, both Sundays I will be really busy because I'm going to some christenings, and so I won't be able to read anything those days. But that's besides the point. You can find Translateathon on both Twitter and Instagram under the name Translateathon. The official hashtag for this round is Translateathon 2018, and there will be Instagram challenges, prompts that you can post pictures of every day, and there will be some Twitter sprints, I guess, or some Twitter chats or something by the end of the readathon. But yeah, a lot more about that in Rhea's video. This readathon has 5 different prompts that you can pick your books from. They're not mandatory, but they're helpful guides. The first 2 prompts are the same as that last round, and the first one is read a translated graphic novel. For that I'm gonna go with a manga. I already have volume 5 of Fruits Basket and volume 6 of Full Metal Alchemist checked out, but I plan on finishing them over the weekend. So I got myself volume 6 of Fruits Basket, so I will be probably reading that. They didn't have 7th volume of Full Metal Alchemist at our library. It was at a sort of other library that is part of the same library, if it makes sense. And so I didn't want to wait around and get it, so I'll just reserve it and get it later. But yeah, this is translated from Japanese and into Danish. I don't know who exactly translated it, but it's Carlsen who does the majority of graphic novel, manga, and a lot of also children's fantasy translated stuff, but especially the graphic novels and manga are being published by Carlsen. The next one is read a book with LGBTQ plus themes. For that one I'm gonna read Homo Sapien by Niviaq Corneliusen, I think that's how you pronounce the first name. She is from Greenland, and this has been translated from Greenlandish, I don't know if that's what it's called, into Danish by Jørgen Chemnitz. It's published in 2014, and it follows a group of young people in Greenland, and there are I don't know if what part of the LGBTQ plus community they're from, but I think that they're lesbians or bisexual, but I'll find out more about it when I read it eventually. The next prompt is read a translated nonfiction book, and I have 2 prompts for this. One of them is not translated from a non-English author. It's translated from English into Danish, and that is Alfernes Rige by Dor van Gelder Kunst. The original title is called The Real World of Fairies. So this just explains all of the different types of fairies we know of in this world, and apparently it's become quite of a classic. I didn't know that. I thought it was like translated from German or Dutch or something because of the name, but it's not. It was originally published in English. But this is if I don't have a lot of time. It's only 140 pages and I'm really interested in it, so I'm probably gonna read it either way. And the next one is Magic and Witchcraft, a practical handbook, and this is by Ashenhaug. This is translated from Norwegian into Danish by Hannes Steinicke. And actually, I think I could have read this in Norwegian and not have any problems understanding what was going on, because Danish and Norwegian languages are super similar when written. Also, if you look at article declarations, like on the back of food and stuff, or anything beauty products and stuff, the Danish and Norwegian explanations will always be crumbed together, and the differences in the language will be divided by a slash. So yeah, but this is about witchcraft and magic, and I think that sounds really interesting. I've actually wanted to read about Wiccan and white magic and sort of witchcraft in general, so I find this really interesting and hopefully I'll enjoy it. It looks bigger than it actually is. I thought that it was like 300 pages, but I just looked at it and it's only 230 pages or something, but the pages are super thick, so I guess that's it. But it has been scribbled through, like every single page has pencil marks all over. I don't know if I'm gonna be a bit annoyed with that or if it's gonna deter my reading in any way, but I'm interested. The next one is read a book with your favorite color on the cover. My favorite colors has more or less always been blue or red, but I picked blue because I think that's like my favorite color. And so I found a copy of Momo by Michael End. I think that's how you say it, I'm not sure, but this is translated from German into Danish, and this is a classic children's story. I would guess a sort of speculative fiction sort of thing, and it's about this girl who just want to have fun and live a life, but then suddenly people around her friends and family and stuff, are starting to be too busy to play, too busy to do anything, and she's trying to figure out what's going on with that. Why do they spend so much time on nothing, and no one can tell her why? And so yeah, very much looking forward to this. I love The Never-Ending Story. I never read the actual book, so I thought about getting that, but it was a little long for the readathon, so I decided to get this one because I don't know this story. And then I'm gonna read The Never-Ending Story at some other point in time. But yeah, Momo by Michael Ende. The last one is read a book from a country that you'd like to visit, and honestly, any of these would work for that. I'd actually like to visit. Some of them I've already visited before, so I'm not gonna go with those. So this one, which is set in Greenland. I would like to see Greenland one day because it's such a majestic, beautiful place, it looks like, and but also like super cold, and I don't know if I'm ready for that. But honestly, anytime I see something from there, I'm always like, I'd like to see this and someday. So I don't know, but that's something I'd like to see. So I decided to go with that one for that. The final book that I also picked out was Bear Town by Fredrik Backman. I have to read this for the Read Your Face Off book club as well, and this is translated from Swedish into Danish. And this is about this small town called Beartown in Sweden, and they have the only thing that they have going for them is this hockey team, and I think something happens with one of the stars from this team supposedly raped a girl, and then it's about the community and how they're handling this, and how if they believe this girl or if they believe the hockey player or what. And yeah, I've read A Man Called Over by Fredrik Backman, and I read his nonfiction book called Ting min søn skal vide om verden, Things My Son Needs to Know About the World. And I'm gonna be listening to this in audio, but it's nice to have this to sort of figure out where I am in the book as I go along. So yeah, that will be another book added to my collection. Another book that I probably will have another audio going over the week, and the other audio that I'd like to work on over the week is either Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy or Hex by Thomas Oldhoveld. I tried to get to the latter one last time at Translateathon, but didn't get around to it because I couldn't get it before the readathon started or ended. I don't know if I can get that this time around. I saw that the ebook was ready, but the audio was reserved, so I'm gonna go and reserve it myself and see if it comes in before. Anna Karenina was available immediately for a loan, so I could get that one and listen to it. So yeah, those are my plans for the Translateathon. Let me know in the comments down below if you're going to be participating. Have you ever read any translated work? What is your favorite translated work you've ever read? Let me know about that. And so if you're going to be participating in the Translateathon this round and you have a TBR for it, definitely let me know about it in the comments and I'll go and check it out. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye!